Hi, welcome to LGBT. This is episode 4 out of 3. So if you don't know what the series is, it is basically just a series that covers a bunch of stuff that happens in the LGBT community. So I'm changing up the game a little bit. I'm starting to section off things into different sections. So I'm going to have your social media updates, your political updates, and your international updates. If I come up with better names than that in the future, I will let you know, but that's what I've grouped it into today. By the way, before I get into all of this bullshit, I just want to let you know that I have new merch. This is embroidered right here. My t-shirt is also embroidered, but these are the new items that I have. So if you would like to buy them, the link will be in my description below. So right now, we are going to start off with the international happenings. So first things first, what we're going to start out with today is a guy by the name of Bruce McArthur, who's Canadian. He is a serial killer, apparently, and... Oh, my Siri went off. Yep. Oh, okay.
Hello, Sam Collins.
Okay. A little bit about this. There was a guy who was a Toronto landscaper named Bruce McArthur, who is 67. He confessed to killing multiple gay men from 2010 up to 2017. He was first arrested in January 2018 for the disappearance and murders of 5 men. He pleaded guilty to 8 counts of first-degree murder on January 30th. Trigger warning, talking about dead bodies. But this guy basically dismembered parts of the bodies, and since he was a landscaper, he hid them in garden plants. This sounds like a movie in it, but it's not. That's fucking weird. Most of the victims were associated with the Toronto's gay village neighborhood. Oh yeah, by the way, he used to be a mall Santa Claus. So that's always nice to know. Anyways, moving on. So an LGBT center opened up in Barcelona, and just 1 week after opening, it was vandalized. So that's fantastic. So basically, if you'd like to pause the video, you can read this whole thing because I'm not going to. But yeah, here's a picture of it. Sorry to start this video out negatively, but something good. France combats anti-LGBT bullying with new school campaign. A new campaign in France is aiming to tackle anti-LGBT bullying in middle and high schools across the country. There was apparently a 38% increase in reports of homophobic acts in school, so they're basically just placing something where it's not allowed to happen, so people can't discriminate. I read on a couple of articles, and I'm pretty sure this is accurate, but New York has banned controversial gay conversion therapy. So apparently there are therapies out there that you can bring your kid to, and they can convert them back to being straight. It's just to fix your kid if they're LGBT. Fix your kid. Get it? But the New York State Legislature has passed a bill prohibiting licensed mental health professionals from conducting gay conversion therapy on children. That's everything that happened internationally. The Donald Trump trans ban, military ban. So this has been talked about ever since Trump basically came into office. I remember it was talked about a year ago. I saw this article where somebody was discussing the fact that they didn't want African Americans in the military because it would not be good. Then they didn't want women in the military. Then they didn't want gay and lesbian people in the military. It's basically a cycle that repeats. So I'm going to read this paragraph to you right here. This is the person backing that up. They said, the arguments were always the same, and they would be disproved the same way as well. When the integration of African Americans, women, and gays and lesbians into the military occurred, defense policymakers discovered that their fears were unfounded. Them not wanting African Americans, gay people, lesbian people, or women in the military, they literally had no reason. They just didn't want them to be in the military. What she's saying is they're doing the same thing with transgender people. Some transgender people can be in the military and some can't. In a statement released after the Supreme Court action, the Pentagon sought to clarify that its policy is not a ban on all transgender persons from the military. Quote, as always, we treat all transgender persons with respect and dignity. The Department of Defense's proposed policy is not a ban on service by transgender persons. It is critical that DoD be permitted to implement personnel policies that it determines are necessary to ensure the most lethal and combat-effective fighting force in the world. DoD's proposed policy is based on professional military judgment and will ensure that the U.S. Armed Forces remain the most lethal and combat-effective fighting force in the world. First of all, that makes zero sense. So apparently, what I'm picking up from this, if I'm wrong, they need the most lethal and combat effective military. Transgender people are not lethal and effective. If anything, I'm pretty lethal and effective. I really am. I inject testosterone. I'm badass. This right here was kind of a bullshit list, but most transgender persons are now disqualified from military service except service members who have been stable for 3 years in their biological sex prior to joining the military. meaning 36 months after completion of surgery and hormone treatments. I don't understand that because service members who have been stable in their biological sex before joining, meaning 36 months after they have had surgery and hormones. So that's not their biological sex. If I'm reading that wrong and I'm stupid, somebody correct me, but that doesn't make any sense. Anyways, service members diagnosed with gender dysphoria after joining the military can stay in the military if they don't require a change of gender and remain deployable. So you're telling me if somebody is diagnosed while in the military with gender dysphoria, they can stay in the military as long as they don't transition. That makes zero sense. Why would anybody do that? Service members who are diagnosed with gender dysphoria before the effective date of the policy can still serve and receive medical treatment. Transgender persons without a gender dysphoria diagnosis or history can serve in their birth sex. I don't do that. So the second thing I have on this list here, I'm not sure if I'm going to say the name right, so I apologize, but this is an Empire actor, Jussie Smollett. So basically he said that he was attacked in the early morning hours on Tuesday in what Chicago police are calling a possible hate crime. That sounds like a straight out of a news source. I'm definitely plagiarizing that line right there. The attackers allegedly said racial and homophobic slurs, and there was a picture of them. Here it is. Obviously you can't see their faces or anything like that, but they poured an unknown chemical substance onto him. They have been investigating that. I just thought I should throw this out there because it probably is a hate crime, because he is gay and people hate gay people. Okay, so now we're going to get into the last category, my favorite category, which is social media, and I have a few things on this. So let's start out with Jazz Jennings got bottom surgery. If you don't know who she is, she has a show. This is from Wikipedia. I'm sorry if you're a professor, but Jazz Jennings is an American YouTube personality, spokesmodel, television personality, and LGBT rights activist. She's a trans woman who is notable for being one of the youngest publicly documented people to be identified as trans. So yeah, here's a picture of her after surgery. She tweeted right here and she said, "This is the first time this exact procedure has been done. This is pioneering by her doctor. In the operation, she got involved multiple skin grafts and the use of her stomach lining to create a vagina." Wow, I've actually never heard of that. So that is impressive. I just wanted to say congratulations to her, even though she's not going to sit down and watch Sam Collins' video, but I thought I should just throw it. Anyways, in other news, I'm going to give a couple of really nice things. Noah got his top surgery, and it looks really good. But anyways, he's also nominated in Shorty Awards, so if you guys want to vote for him, I will put the link in my description. He's for the LGBT award thing, which is really cool. I wish I was nominated, but I'm not as cool as him. So yeah, congrats Noah. I feel like I'm always putting him in my video, but anyways, the last two things I have here. Let's talk about Chase Ross. So if you don't know, Chase Ross, he basically got a lot of hate for being a crappy person and a manipulating person and an abusive person. And he responded to that in a video, which he took down. So I did not have any video evidence of this, but I do have a couple of tweets of his and some apology things that I wanted to bring up. Chase Ross basically had to apologize for being manipulating and abusive to another YouTuber named Aaron. And he fixed his apology. Originally in his apology, you're gonna have to take this from my word, but originally in his apology, he said, "I am sorry that you feel that I have hurt you." He recently fixed that and said, "Aaron, I am truly sorry that I hurt you." Blah, 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 and he goes on. Which, yes, that was decent, but you should have said it from the beginning. So I'm not sure where his goal was with that. Then he said in the beginning of his apology, right here, you can read it if you want to pause it. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but he said, "I'm sorry I hurt you. I'm sorry I did the things that were abusive," and all that great stuff. So if I were you, Chase, I would definitely be nicer in this situation, for sure. You can still stand up for yourself and be nice. And the last thing I have on this list is asexuals being part of the community. I got requested about this a lot. Not sure if I have an opinion on this, but a lot of people are mad at the fact that people who identify as asexual are in the LGBT community. Because being asexual, you're just not sexually attracted to people. Technically, would that put you in the LGBT community? Huh, that's a good fucking question. No, No, I don't know. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it because I need to think about it and sit down and think about it. I just haven't. So yeah, that brings us to the end of today's video. If you guys did like it, let me know. But I'm gonna ask you 2 questions and I'm gonna leave you with 3 funny memes that hopefully make you laugh. I don't know. Maybe they won't. Me as a trans guy, do I have the right to say the T word as a joke? Or should I not say it at all? Never bring it up at all. The second question is, are asexuals in the LGBT community? This is your homework for today. I hope you enjoy it. If you want to buy my merch right here, and there's more pictures right here, go look at the link in the description below and check it out. Okay, I love you guys. I will see you next time. Bye.